Okay guys, so today I thought there are a grade 12 question paper from March 2023. So this is the question paper. Let's just page through and see the questions that we can answer from the question paper. Okay, so the first page here, we have another question 1, question 2, question 3. Then let's start with question 1. I'll level the question 1 looking at. Question 1, we have solve for x. They say we must solve for x. Okay, now solve for x 1.1.1, we have x, then 2x minus 3 equals to 0. So we start with that one again. This one is actually very easy. Then let me show you how you can solve this one in a much easier way. Okay, we're gonna do it like this. I'm gonna rewrite it again. Got x, then 2x minus 3 equals to 0. Okay, more you just do it like this. Like when I have this x in front of the brackets, you're gonna write it down like this. Then whole factor, you equate it to 0. So you write x equals to what? To 0. That's for the first one, and get with the x in front. Then after you write or, then we look at the second one. The other one can keep 2x minus 3 inside of the brackets. Leona, you apply it, you do it the same way. You write it down like this, where 2x minus 3, and you equate it to what? To 0, just like you did x. Okay, then here, this one is complete. X is equal to 0. We cannot simplify it more than this. X on one side, it's fine. Alright, then what we need to do is to what? Is to make sure this other one here, 2x minus 3, Rashalaka x on one side, just like the first one. So we're gonna write 2x, then we take the negative 3, we isolate x, so return negative 3 Raisha to the other side so that we can have x on one side. Then it will change sign, you have a positive 3 when it goes to the other side. So it will be 2x equals to positive 3. Then from there, the next step is just to remove the 2 in front of x so that you can be left with x only. Then you're going to divide by 2 on both sides. When you divide like this, the 2 in front of x and this one, they cancel each other, then you're left with x. What are x is equal to what? X is equal to 3 over 2. Then you write it down like this, 3 over 2. And get so this is the first one. You just do it like this. FLH. From here, you are done. It's very simple. Okay, then I think we are done with the first one. Then we can go to 1.1.2. Let me remove what I've written here so that we can be able to answer the next question. Okay. The next question, more 1.1.2, Renali 0 equals to 3x squared minus 5x, then minus 11. On the right hand side, what we have is a trinomial again. Then they equated it to 0. So if we have a trinomial like this, then it's equal to 0. It means that what we can do is to apply the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is what? Okay. Before I write down the quadratic formula, let me indicate something. Okay. It's gonna be like this. Okay, let me just start by writing down the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is x equals to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, then over 2a. So this is how the quadratic formula looks like. Then Renaldi letters where we have in the quadratic formula Renali B, Renali A, Renali C. Okay, so each of these letters, they have a number the number represents the letters in the trinomial. So in our trinomial here, 3x squared minus 5x minus 11, I'm going to explain which position in the quadratic formula. Let's start with the coefficient of x squared. This is x squared again. The coefficient of x squared is what? It's 3, as you can see here. It is 3. So it means that this 3 in front of x squared, according to how we use it in the quadratic formula, it represents the a. Like one of this a. So the coefficient of x squared represents a. And then as for b, b is represented by what? By negative 5. Negative 5. Negative 5 is the coefficient of x. So every time b in the quadratic formula, it represents the coefficient of x. Then the last one, kinky c. What about c? C is represented by the constant. Constant, kinky negative 11. When I say constant, I mean the number that doesn't have a variable. So negative 11, it's alone there. It doesn't have an x. So the c inside of that quadratic equation. Then we say x, we're going to substitute now. Recall x is equal to what? To negative. Then in the place of b, remember b is the coefficient of x, in this case, negative 5. Okay? So we're going to write it like this. Run b, then run minus, then more b, run negative 5. Plus or minus the square root of, then in the square root is b again, it's b squared. So we're going to substitute negative 5 again. Then this time we squared, negative 5 squared, then minus 4. Then a, remember the coefficient here x squared, then it's 3. Then the last one is c, c is negative 11. Okay, the negative 11, I'll just write it under here. Then over, we put it over what? Over 2a. So more a, we're going to substitute with the 3, so it's going to be 2 then multiplied by 3 there. Then from here, you're going to have two answers. And get like one or more key. The reason why we have two answers is because more plus or minus, plus or minus. So if the plus or minus, it means that the first answer here will be at the positive sign there, then the second answer here will be at the negative sign. So you put on the calculator the way it is. Okay, let me put it on my calculator and let's see the answer that we're going to get again. Okay, on the calculator, negative 5 plus square root negative 5 squared, then minus 4 a, then c over 2. Okay, when I put the positive sign, the first answer that we're going to get, let me write it down. I put it in the form of a decimal. It's going to be, the first answer that we're going to get is going to be x is equal to what? X is equal to 2, 9, 2. This is when I round it off to 2 decimal places. And x is equal to 2, 9, 2. It's rounded off to 2 decimal places. Then when I substitute with the negative sign, the other answer that I get, okay, let's see. When I substitute with the negative sign, I'm going to get a negative, let me write the other answer, or x is equal to negative 1, 2, 5. Then Leona, it's rounded off to 2 decimal places. So x is equal to 2,92 or x is equal to negative 1,25. Then that's the answer for x in question 1.1.2. Just do it like that. Yes. Then yeah, we are done with 1.1.2. Then now we move to 1.1.3. I think this is the last question that we can do together, right? Okay, let me do it like this. Okay, so let me remove the answer for 1.1.2 so that we can write our answer here 1.1.3. Okay, 1.1.3, this is how we're gonna do it. It's an inequality. If you look at it, key inequality. So 1.1.3, if we're gonna answer it, okay, we have x, then 3x plus 4 here, then minus 2, then 3x plus 4 less than equal to 0. So in this inequality, what can we do? The first thing that we do, we distribute the number jarana into the brackets. For example, first of all, we can start with x right times the two numbers in the brackets, which are 3x and 4, like that. So x times 3x, it will give us 3x squared. Then I write it down. Then after that, we have 4x times 4, which will give us 4x. Then rawala telang negative 2 times 3x is equal to negative 6x. Okay. Then I write it down, negative 6x. Then the last one, negative 2 times 4, it will give us negative 8. Then we say less than equal to 0. The Then more, we just add the like terms. Our like terms, we have like terms here in the middle, okay? 4x minus 6x, which will give us a negative 2x. So we global 3x squared, then minus 2x, then minus 8, less than equal to 0. Then okay, we have a trinomial here, guys. Like this is a trinomial that we have. So in this trinomial that we have, what we can do, let's just try to factorize in this case. When we factorize, we start with 3x squared. And get more 3x squared, we just write 3x on one side, then the other side we write what? We write x. If you take the 3x and you times it by the x on the other side, it will still take you back to 3x squared. And get then more, you look at the last term, negative 8. So if negative 8, first of all, because it's negative, it means that we should have two different signs in the brackets, right? So it means that we're going to have a negative sign and a positive sign, like this. Okay, then from here, okay, you know what? Let me switch the signs because I'll put them like this. I put the positive on this side, then the negative on this side. I have, yeah, it's better in this way. Then after that, we look for what we call the factors of 8. So for the factors of 8, this is what we can do. Because in the factors of 8, we're supposed to substitute into the brackets. So the factors of 8, we have 1 times 8, then 2 times 4. That's it. So these are magadi peri 2 pairs. So it's either you take 1 times 8 or you take 2 times 4. So in this case, the one longer, it will be relevant. It will be 2 times 4. Then we put it there in the brackets. So I'm going to write 2 here. Then I write 4 here. Okay, let's multiply the two brackets just to see whether they will take us back to the original, right? So we're going to take the 3 here, we times it by the x on the other side, which will give us 3x squared, like here. Then after the 3x again, we times it by negative 2, from negative 6x. Okay, then we take 4, we times it by x, it for positive 4x. Then lastly, 4 times negative 2 is what? Is negative 8. Then in the middle terms, negative 6x plus 4. If you add them all, they give you this middle term, negative 2x. Okay, the positive thing is that, yes, it will give us the middle term. If you say negative 6x plus 4x, it will give you what? Negative 2x. It means that our factorizing is correct. So we write it like this. We're going to say 2x, or sorry, 3x in the first bracket. We take 3x plus 4, then we equate it to 0. Then after that, we take the other bracket, which is what? X minus 2. We also equate it to 0, like this. Then for x, okay, let me write it down here. So for the first one, 3x plus 4 equals to 0. We can just write 3x, then you take the 4 to the other side, it becomes negative 4. Then you just divide by 3 on both sides, like this, so that you can be left with what? With x on one side. Then 3 cancels 3, we are left with what? With x, right? Then it means that x is equal to negative 4 over 3. Then we go to x minus 2 equals to 0. We just take negative 2 to the other side for this one, right? So it will be x is equal to what? Negative 2 comes to the other side, it will become positive 2. So it's x equals to 2. You see it? Yes. So basically it's like that. Then, okay guys, so therefore, to conclude our answer for the inequality 1.1.3, we're going to do it like this. From here, basically we're just done. So you're just going to take the smallest value, negative 4 over 3, right? So you write negative 4 over 3. Then you write down the inequality here, less than equal to x, right? Then after you write less than equal to, the other answer that we have is 2, like this. Then this is your answer. So it's negative 4 over 3 less than equal to x less than equal to 2. Then you're done with it. So basically it's just like this. You see it, guys? Very simple. Very, very easy. So yeah, I think you can see it more clearly now. Do you see it? So this is how you answer the inequality, and as well as the other solve for x questions. Okay, then yeah, for today guys, I think this would be enough for you to catch up, in terms of calculating equations, solving for x in equations, right? So yeah, this is gonna be very helpful for you. Then I'm going to post some more videos for you so that you can learn more about for different topics. It's not just solve for x. So I'm gonna post more videos on other topics. Then basically, yeah, that's all I can say for today. Thank you guys, thank you so much for viewing. I'll see you next time.